Good afternoon, traders. It is Thursday, September 17th, 2015, and the U.S. stock market is closed. Certainly wasn't a boring day today, but I'm going to tell you, I was so angry at the close today. I had to go out jogging with my son, and I managed to cool off a little, but I'm still really ticked off. Uh, First of all, the Dow actually ended up closing down 65 points, but you can see all this action we had. It was up around 200, positive 200 here. This isn't really what I'm mad about, but all this extreme volatility in the Dow was a result of the Fed announcement that they are not, I repeat, not going to raise interest rates. So that should be good, but it was kind of news that was anticipated, and you got the old, there's the old adage, buy the rumor and sell the news, and of course it looks like we were buying the rumor all the way up here, and then as soon as the news goes up, well, it goes up first and then they sell it. Well, okay. There's still a lot of indecision about what's going on here. I'm calling the Dow up tomorrow. I believe that it's going to go up and take out these highs that we saw today. That is my prediction. I'm not upset about the Dow, and I'm not upset about this volatility. I will show you what I am upset about. I'm going to get this out of the way first. Well, I'm sorry, I thought I had this all set up. Here we go. This is Advaxis. Advaxis is a drug company, specializes in the development of cancer drugs. I would be here talking for an hour if I get on this topic too much, but let me just tell you, cancer treatment is one of the biggest scams there is today, and it is a $1 trillion industry, and it's a failed industry. If you get cancer today, you have no better chance of survival than if you got cancer in 1920. That's right. Basically, we spent 80 years trying to do something about cancer, and it's simply a failed industry. And if this industry was selling cars, it would have gone bankrupt all long ago. The problem is we have companies like Advaxis that come in, and since they don't really have anything new or anything that's good for the treatment of cancer, what they use is words. And so we have companies that are basically built on words, and if the public investors can't understand those words, all the better. And they are getting increasingly bold about just pulling the wool over the public's eye and investors' eyes. And we saw that last week in Tetraphase Pharmaceuticals, and you heard me rant and rave about that. At least the Tetraphase things was done overnight. This was done in the middle of the market day. I'm going to tell you what happened here. Advaxis had an announcement before the markets open that they were going to have a public phone call made from their corporate office at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That is just after the markets closed. Somehow, these guys moved the time up, and they moved it up to correspond to all that volatility we saw in the Dow. And it's a little like bank robbers who rob a bank in the middle of a tropical storm. The weather provides a diversion for the stealing that's going on. And that's exactly what happened with Advaxis today. They timed this perfectly to correspond with all the volatility we saw in the other stocks. I've been trading a long time. I've never seen stock that really does what this thing does. Looks like we got about a $9 range in a stock that closed $19 and something. In other words, the range today that we saw here in less than 45 minutes constitutes half the value of this stock. This is absolutely incredible. You can see what happened here. It went down, 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 and as soon as it got down here, all the way fell from like 22 all the way down to 13 or so. It rebounds in almost as quickly as it went down, and then it even makes new highs today, ends up closing about where it closed yesterday. And everybody gets wiped out on a kind of move like this, except the corporate insiders who are moving these prices with their words that nobody understands. I just, you know, this is illegal. This is blatant manipulation of market prices. It should be investigated. I doubt it's going to be investigated because the government is in bed with these guys. That's the problem. I have to figure out how to get these stocks out of my portfolio because these are fake companies and they're extremely dangerous to trade. We're not seeing this in other companies. But I have a lot of drug stocks and bioscience stocks and so on, and I got to figure out what are the fakes and what are not, and how to get them out of the portfolio, because this is extremely dangerous. It was extremely dangerous for us today. I lost $15,000 in this stock. Bought it on a normal breakout earlier in the day. It went down and hit my day of entry stop. By the way, I can't remember the last time I had a day of entry stop hit. We have them in every day, but they're very deep and they're very costly when they're hit, and we got hit today. I'm sick about this. As a result of the $15,000 loss in Advaxis, I closed out negative $13,000 and closed out trades today. The only thing going for me is I'm holding over $10,000 in open trade equity. So this wasn't the end of the world. It's not a total disaster, but I cannot trade with stocks in my portfolio like this. And this is new, folks. This is not something that happens all the time. I've never seen anything like this before. Well, and I said about the same thing about Tetraphase Pharmaceuticals last week. I'd never seen anything quite like that either. So we got a new breed of CEO corporate insiders in these drug stocks, and they're going to use words to steal millions and millions of dollars from investors. I got to figure out how to get these guys out of my portfolio. I will show you some good stuff that we had today. As I say, I'm up $10,000, and so without that, this would have been a real disaster. This first good one is Sempra, CEMP. Bought this about the second hour. It just kept going, closed near its high. We're holding over $3,500 in Sempra. Show you another good one here. This is Etsy again. Been a great stock for us. Arts and crafts. Etsy is arts and crafts, and Etsy, we bought this second hour. It just exploded, closed near its high. We have over $3,000 open trade in Etsy. And finally, I'll show you a stock that's been just a nightmare for us. And suddenly it does something good. This is Ova Science. And, you know, they could get in here with Tetraphase and Advaxis, but so far they're not. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. This is Ova Science. We bought this second hour. It kept going, closed near its high. We are up about $2,000 in Ova Science. So, very eventful day. This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll see you tomorrow on Friday.